We all have storms in our life that come through and try to steal our peace, but it's when we learn how to dance in the rain that that peace remains. Join me today as we talk about that. Hi, I'm Tammy, and welcome to Refining Grace. Hi, we're here today at the scenic and beautiful Washington State Park at the Overlook, looking over this valley. It's easy to see the wonders of God while sitting here, even on this lightly overcast day. But not all days seem this beautiful. This morning, it was really overcast. You couldn't see the sun. You couldn't, it would just look dreary. Spiritually, we have days like that also. Days where it's hard to be happy, days where it's hard to get through. But just like this day, the sun always starts shining through. But even on that overcast, even when you couldn't see the sun still shined through. There was a glow through the clouds that lit the day. In 1 Thessalonians 5:18 it says, "In everything give thanks." It's hard to give thanks all the time. It's hard to give thanks when things are bad. It's hard to give thanks when people are sick or finances are overwhelming or just the daily work thing. It's hard to give thanks. But if we learn to give thanks, we learn to concentrate on those good things, we're going to find out that we will see the good. We're going to start looking at the good instead of the bad. There's a reason why these scriptures were put in the Bible, because they help us each and every day. If you concentrate on the bad things, then that's all you're going to see, and you're going to get more and more depressed. It's going to get harder and harder. If you concentrate on the good things, if you give thanks, then you're going to see more and more things to be thankful for. Thankful that God's just there with you, even if you can't see him, even if you can't feel him. He's still there with you, right beside you. A lot of times he's carrying you through and you don't know it. I remember when my son was a baby, and there was times when he would have night terrors, and he'd be screaming, and I would pick him up and I would hold him and I would rock him, and he would not realize that he was in my arms. It would take a while for him to realize it. I'd have to hold him up and get him to open his eyes to look at me before he would notice it, and once he realized that I was there, then he started to calm. There's a lot of times that we're like that. We're going through the storm, and all we can see is the storm. And just like when Peter was walking on the water, those waves were slapping him in the face, and they got his eyes off of Jesus. Jesus was still there. He was still walking on the water with him. But when that last wave slapped him in the face, it got his eyes off of Jesus, and he started to drown. Once we take our eyes off Jesus, we're going to start to drown, because all those things that are coming at us are going to get bigger and they're going to weigh us down. But when we look back at him, when we reach out to him, and just like Peter did when we cry out Jesus, he's right there to carry us through, to hold us through. It doesn't mean that things are going to be easy. We're still going to have trials. We're still going to have tribulations. Jesus warned us that it wasn't going to be easy. He said, carry, that we all had a cross to bear, to take my yoke upon you. But when we take it with him, he's going to bear the most weight. In Philippians 4:8, it says, in 4:6, it says, let your requests be known with thanksgiving. So when we have requests, give thanksgiving and let God know that, God, even though I can't see the out, even though I can't see the end of the tunnel, I know that it's there, and I know that you're with me all the way through. 4:8 says, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. Think on the things that can cause praise. Think on the things that cause virtue. Think on those good things, the true things, because a lot of what we see is false. Satan can paint a good picture of a bad situation. He can make it look horrible. But when we look through the eyes of God, we'll see the hope, because He is our hope. We have to look to that hope. We have to keep our eyes on our hope. If we lose hope, then we've lost everything. But if we keep our eyes on that hope, then we can dance in the rain. We can see that the rain, it doesn't just bring floods and destruction, that it brings growth. It brings nutrition. It causes the plants to grow. It causes the leaves to bloom. We need that water. We need that rain. We can know that, yes, the winds can bring destruction, but they can also bring us gentle, cool breeze on that hot day. We've got to look and see what God has for us. We can't concentrate on the bad, or it will overwhelm us. But when we concentrate on Jesus, even if sometimes we start to drown in those waters, when we call out to Him, He's going to come over and reach out and pick us up, and He's going to carry us through. And it's in those times that's the most precious. It's in those times that we grow the most, that we draw strength from Him. And then when we face the next one, we're going to have more strength. Because each one's going to get a little harder. But we're going to have that backing behind us. We're going to have that knowledge that we're going to get through. And we're going to have that knowledge that even if we can't see Jesus, even if we can't feel the warmth of the sun, that glow is still there, and He's still going to light the way. Thank you for joining me. If you like this, please like the video and subscribe. I pray that God bless you and keep you and make His face to shine upon you. Bye.